Welcome to another enlightening conversation in Reader's Magnet author interview. With me is one of Reader's Magnet featured author, Debra Amandola, author of Becoming a Lake Girl and Family. She'll be sharing to us what this book is about and what inspired her to write it. Hi, Debra, how are you?
Hi, Riza. I'm very good. Thank you. It's so good to see you today.
Yes, I'm so excited for our conversation. So let's start with showing your book. Can you show it one more time? All right, there you go. What a beautiful cover. Can
Thank you.
you?
It's a picture of the lake area, part of the lake.
Oh,
Yep. Hmm.
interesting. So there's a scene or a part of the book where there's that, that cover. That's really interesting. And can you share to us what the book is about?
Sure. When I was 5 years old, my parents bought a resort on this amazing lake, and so we moved there in January of 1960. We lived in the resort until I was about 18 years old. So this book is really about the story of growing up in an owned and operated resort that my parents involved us in. And so I wrote this book because it felt to me like I had a very unique story to share with the world that could benefit many people. And so it's the story of really drive, ambition, creating a positive family, and having tons of fun while you're doing it.
Wow, very, very personalized. So some of those, experiences or scenes in the book, happened in real life.
Yes, they're all true stories, all very much true stories.
Oh
Hmm.
my, that's really good. Did you
Yes.
have a diary while you're writing the book?
No, I didn't. The interesting fun part is I'm now 67 years old, so I had dinner at one of my favorite restaurants and created a timeline. And so
Oh
I did
my.
a pencil so that I could move things around or insert things or things like that. And I would say some pictures and this just brought back a flood of memories. So
Oh,
it was a wonderful process to write this book.
well, I'm glad that you have enjoyed the journey of writing that book. And
Mhm.
you mentioned you're 65, but you don't look like one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, do you have grandchildren already?
I do. I have three.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure they are very proud of
Thank
you that they have a grandmother who wrote a book, and you can already share your experience to them with your book alone, right? You don't have to tell stories time and time.
Absolutely.
And what really drove you to write the book
Well,
in the
you'll
first?
find this to be a pretty interesting story. So, a few years ago, I read a book by Bill Geist, who it was, I think, just called Lake of the Ozarks, a time in vintage America. And I go, vintage America? I don't think so. So, what I found was he covered about this much space about the Lake of the Ozarks in the 60s. And so I took the Paul Harvey approach, and this book is kind of the rest of the story. And
Oh,
I thought he talked about Lake Ozark only. He talked about his
mhm.
2 week experience every summer for a few summers. But I lived here and I know the lake well, so I wanted to create the rest of the story. And I
Oh,
as a vintage America, I see it as the magical Lake of the Ozarks.
that's nice. Were you the one who took the picture of the cover?
I did. I took this picture.
Oh my, you really have an eye for art. Good job for that. And what do you want your readers to take away after reading your book?
Well, I want them to feel inspired and uplifted because I think my family is just a typical family in America or probably even in the world for the most part. My parents decided to live a very intentionally happy, positive life, and they both had kind of tough childhoods because they grew up in
Mhm.
depression. So I would say if they can live a positive, intentional life, anybody else could choose to do that too.
I
And
agree.
and because they lived a positive, intentional life, they taught me how to do that as well. And I think I've taught my children more about how to do that in today's age. And
Mhm.
I think anybody can benefit from the story of people that are ambitious, driven, and want to make a difference in the world in a positive direction. And so
Well,
there's stories in here of setting goals, of positive parenting, and all sorts of things like that that I think many people could benefit from.
well, you're very lucky to have a very supportive parents and a
Absolutely.
wonderful childhood.
Absolutely.
And what will you tell to people who would like to read your book?
Well, recently I had a person tell me, I picked up your book and I couldn't put it down. So I thought that that was a pretty nice compliment, right? So it pulled
Yes.
everybody who has read it said it pulled them right in, and they were totally engaged in the story from the first opening pages, and they couldn't put it down because the story was so engaging. And I think that that's what I want people to say about the book is that they enjoyed reading it, and it gave them good things to think about.
Well, I'm sure, definitely. I mean, it was based on your life, and you had a wonderful life. So I'm sure it inspired a lot of, and it will inspire a lot of people.
I do
So,
hope so.
well, that's our goal. And how is it working with Reader's Magnet?
What I would say is I have really enjoyed working with Readers Magnet for a couple of reasons. One is they've connected me with things I would have never dreamed of. And so I appreciate all that they are doing to help me distribute my book and help spread the word of my book. And I think that they have a great network, and they have ways of doing that that I would have never dreamed of.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And we are also very happy that you found us and we found you. So it must be destiny.
I think it must be.
It must be destiny. Thank you so much for the time, Debra. It was a really wonderful talk. Thank you for
Thank,
sharing a part of your life and your book to us.
thank you, Riza.
And anyone interested in buying the book, grab a copy. It's available in Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Again, thank you, Deborah. And as
That
we
is
say it here, as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share a story with the world. Good day, everyone.
okay. Good day.